Taste of Country Nights, Evan and Amber here with Lainey Wilson. How's it going?
It is going great.
You've been busy. You're out on tour with Jason Aldean and the crew, huh?
So busy.
Have you noticed, obviously you played shows pre-pandemic, now playing shows post-pandemic. Is there a difference in, the crowd as far as, rowdiness or anything?
It for sure is. And I don't know if it's just because, before the pandemic, a few people were singing my songs, but it has been a large jump for me because I went from just a handful to a lot of people singing my songs. And I can tell you, I think they missed it. I think even just watching Jason's show and Hardy's show, people have missed country music. So they're glad to be there.
I used to impersonate Hannah Montana back in the day, and now you're on the same label as Billy Ray Cyrus. Have the two worlds collided yet in any way? Are you going to write with them or do a song?
I've never met any of the Cyruses, but the first song I actually learned to play on guitar was Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray. So I can't get away from them. At some point in time, I think it's going to have to happen. So I'm going to be like, I'm part of your family and you didn't even know it.
Does he know that the Hannah Montana impressions, that's something you used to do?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's actually told him. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy when I meet Miley and be like, hey, by the way, I just want to thank you because, girl, I was making some bank in high school. I was doing 3 or 4 parties a weekend.
Oh my
Wow.
God!
Fairs, festivals. Lainey Wilson was opening up the show for Hannah, and so she, I need to thank Hannah Montana.
Wow.
Wow. So do you do any other impersonations, or was that the one?
That was it. I had the best of both worlds.
Have you fully retired it?
Yes, finally. The last place I did it was at St. Jude. And I was like, you know what? That's a good note to end on. And I'm going to hang up the wig and I'm going to be myself.
Wow.
Okay, whose idea was it to do the Hannah Montana circle? Because that's really creative.
Girl, okay. My 8th grade teacher, Miss Poland, her little girl was turning 9 years old. And she was like, would you be willing to just put on a Hannah Montana wig, show up at the party? She was like, you kind of resemble her, whatever. And I was like, sure. Well, I'm a overachiever, so I went and bought the karaoke track. And I already had a little portable sound system that I used to take to nursing homes and do stuff like that. So they had a little flatbed trailer set up out in their backyard. And I put on a 16-song show, and then it spread like wild. I never put out flyers. I never did anything, but I did this for 5 years.
Oh my God!
What? Are we allowed to charge? At your peak, are we allowed to know what you charged?
Yes.
At your peak,
Well,
At your peak.
I think
when
that-
you had too many shows.
I averaged about 400 a show.
And how old were you? And how?
I was like 15, 16, 17.
Oh my God! Are you
And I was
serious?
doing 3 or 4 parties a week.
Dude.
Wow.
I would leave. I would ask them. I'd be like, "Hey, can Lainey Wilson open up the show?" And they'd be like, "Who's Lainey?" I'd be like, "The person you hired." Some of them were like, "No, we just want Hannah." But if I could be up there before, I would make sure. And then I'd run backstage, change, and then kind of like she did on the show.
Oh my God. So what's the most unexpected place that you've heard your song?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, just watching the crowd, I have seen everybody from little girls to old men singing the song. It's like so many people are connecting to it across the board. And I've heard from guys who gave up and did get it wrong. They're like, I wish I would have heard your song sooner.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry about that. This lady was telling me the other day too about her and her husband were having problems and about to get a divorce. She sent the song over to her husband, and she said now they're better than ever, that he really took the song to heart and was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to figure it out.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Wow. Look at that.
when we were writing the song, of course, we're trying to make it as relatable as we possibly can, but we didn't know we were going to save a marriage.
Yeah, right?
No.
And for every one, there's probably 10. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
I've heard, if you want to talk about where I've heard it, gas stations, when I'm, making a pit stop, I'll be like, well, there I am.
Have people asked you to add stuff to the list?
every day. That'd be way too long of a list now.
What's something that somebody asked you to add to the list that was like, are you serious?
Put the toilet lid down. I'm like, how are we going to sing that? I can put the toilet lid down.
Maybe a
Okay.
remix?
I mean,
You should make a parody version of your own song.
Yeah.
I did a couple of those a long time ago, but I need to pick it back up.
Yeah,
We
with-
had so much fun.
With everything that people have been telling you,
Yep.
latest edition while you're
Yep.
on the road,
Yep.
crank it up.
I'm like,
in the
drive a
Hannah
tractor.
wig.
All of it. I mean,
think-
it's so crazy too, though, hearing what some people think a man should know. It's like one girl was like, I think a man should know all the Disney princesses. I'm like, I want my man to know how to ride a horse.
All right, we got one more thing we want to do with you, the 60-second song challenge. We're going to play clips. This goes really fast, like a second or two of a song, and you got to finish the lyric.
Okay.
See how many you get. We have a scoreboard going with other country stars
Okay.
that have been in there, so you have kind of a table of
Okay.
how good you need to do.
So high score right now is Michael Ray, and he got 10. So it's pretty intense in 60 seconds. Okay, so also, if you just don't know one, you can always say pass, and we'll just move to
Got
the
it.
next
Yeah,
one.
it's going to go
Okay.
real fast.
Okay.
You just need to throw on some headphones there.
Got it?
Make sure you can hear me.
Right.
You can hear it good in
I
there?
can hear it.
All right, you ready to roll? Who's
I
timing?
guess.
That'd
Don't
be
time
you.
it. Don't time it. Let it go for a few minutes.
Yeah, literally one.
But on stage you're a star.
You get the best of both worlds. Come on, baby, let's go. Boost $100 off a scratch-off ticket.
She thinks my
Tractor sexy. It really turns her on.
I don't know if I could ever go without.
Watermelon sugar,
But you don't know what he means to me.
Jolene. Oh my God. I know a few things a man ought to know. And the dancing queen. You gonna give me half of that?
Yeah, we'll give you half of that.
In a Barbie world, chasing waterfalls. Da 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 da. Oh, you got your grand tractor. We can take it slow.
Nice job! 10! Yeah!
We tied. We tied.
Good job!
It was close, too.
Good.
What? I got like 2 wrong. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Well, I was giving you points.
Okay,
Yeah, you
yeah.
mostly
I
got
just
it.
say, don't ask.